Check. Check 1, 2.
Check.
I turned them all the way up. Oh, okay.
How many seconds of delay does it have?
Sounds like it has like 15.
I do.
You want to be like Joe Rogan?
They look comfortable. I just want to try them on. Why are they like that?
Like what?
You gotta turn it.
Huh?
Yeah.
You have to turn it. Flip it. There you go. You have to flip it.
There we go.
Hey,
Oh,
I was like,
great.
dude, I was worrying about you right now, bro.
Dude.
I was like,
Yeah. I never said I was.
Oh, we're on? We're live? All right.
That was caught 4K.
Nice.
All right. Well, fuck.
I'm still figuring
7:37.
all of this out.
April 3rd, hot off the mats. Thank you folks for tuning in to the new day. Same time, just new day. We're kind of changing things up, trying to actually, focus a little bit more on the content and what we're doing here. So we appreciate everybody for bearing with us. Tonight, the topic of discussion, I'm trying to get, through a Zoom call, I'm trying to get our member, Joe Mello, who's one of my Parkinson's clients. And he's been with me, I want to say, for about, 4 years?
4 years?
At least.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah. About 3 or 4 years. So he's a staple here. He's part of the team. He vests just as much in us as we do in him.
How old is Joe?
I believe Joe's 66.
66.
Yeah, as soon as he calls in, we'll go ahead and we'll have him join in on the conversation.
Do you know at like what age Parkinson's start to kind of take a toll on people?
You know what?
Around gap? There's gotta be a gap.
Parkinson's, and that's why we're bringing Joe Mello on. He's been diagnosed with Parkinson's, I believe, for more than 10 years now. Parkinson's disease is a disease that attacks the midbrain. It attacks a sector of the brain called the substantia nigra. It inhibits and deteriorates the ability to produce dopamine. And dopamine is something that every human being thrives off of.
Yeah.
It's the feel good biochemical.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's the way we associate.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we kind of want to get into today a little bit is, I've said it in past podcasts where, the more I delve into my craft and my profession, the more I realize that we're cells. We're just we are cells,
You're more cells than you're a person.
You are more cells than you are a person. Yeah. It's just what our eyes can see, but the reality is what's going on inside of us is so much more complex and diverse and complicated. And I understand why modern medicine, separates areas of our brain and our physiology. I understand it.
What do you think they do that?
It's to get a deeper understanding of that specific region. So if we're talking about the digestive system, it would be beneficial if you're having digestive issues to have people that specialize in that department. The problem with it is, and this is, kind of what, we're going to delve into, is that our gut affects other systems just as much as it affects our gut.
Yeah.
And that's where I believe, specializing in one department, it makes you an expert in that department. But, how does that relate and how does that transition to the other systems it also plays a big role in?
Mm-hmm.
And they've linked Parkinson's and the ability for the neurotransmitters to fully function. They've linked it to gut biomes.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. They've linked it to gut biomes, where that absolutely affects the signals that are being sent to your brain.
I know we have the vagus nerve that directly links your gut to your brain, like a straight pathway.
Yes.
And our gut microbiomes have a big impact on how our brains act.
Yes, and there's been Parkinson's studies that have delved in and have experimented in those departments. And with me, the way I look at it is, even in combat, and this is what kind of makes our training different, and it kind of, it's abrasive, it's tough, it's complicated, because what I do is we don't focus on any one discipline more than the other.
Mm-hmm.
It's about having a little bit of all disciplines and integrating them and smoothly transitioning them when you need them, and only when you need them.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge waste of energy to basically focus on just one thing if it's not working.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the approach I take. Is Joe with us?
Oh, Joe.
Mellow man. What is up, brother? Can you hear me?
I can see him. I can't hear you, though. Can't hear him.
You know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to call him and put him on speaker. And then that way you guys can see him at the same time that we can hear him.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, buddy. I got you on speakerphone, so we can see you on the screen and we can hear you, man. How you doing today, brother? Man, yeah, but I'm a caveman monkey, so I don't even know what the hell she's doing, like voodoo shit right now. This is witchcraft to me, because
Misa the tech whiz.
But so I figured, I want to chat with you, man. Thank you for coming on. Esteban and I have you on.
Hey, Joe.
How's it going?
How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, we were just talking a little bit about, what we were going to cover with you, talking about Parkinson's and explaining how it affects your a section of your brain and the production of dopamine, and how dopamine is a vital component is a neurotransmitter to sending signals to the rest of your body. But what we'd like, man, is we'd like for you to kind of introduce yourself and kind of share with us how long you've been here and how the program has basically worked for you, bud.
I get worse all the time.
That's what I can always depend on you for, is being brutally honest. Hey, and that's the thing, is that's why I love you, brother.
I remember that. I tried to convince some of the guys that he never would go, and he can barely move now, from what I understand. Not even coming out of the house.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I think I shared with the folks that you've been here for about what is it now, like 3 or 4 years now?
It's been quite a while.
Yeah. No, and we've actually, man, we've come a long way, haven't we?
Right. I mean, it's you and Matt first, and then me.
Yeah, and I want to say, I think, yeah, you came maybe about 6 months later.
Almost a year, I think.
Almost a year later. All right. Yeah, no, and you've been steady, man. You've been you've been consistent. You come 2 days a week. We have one day where we work on your biomechanical and your biokinetic, where we have you thinking and moving and putting together body parts. And then we have a day where you come in and we spar. We hit mitts.
I enjoy sparring
You enjoy the sparring.
Why is that, Joe?
because I can hit him and he can't hit me. I control the trigger.
Ah,
Well, and what's funny is the sparring that I do with my Parkinson's folks is there's levels to it. So remember, we started with boxing gloves, and then and then we did the numbering system, right? And now we're up to where I don't even have to give you numbers. I can just show you a mitt position, a hand position, and you know exactly what I need, huh?
Yeah, but you always tell me that I don't do it good too.
That's not true. Hey, everybody knows I'm an asshole, but come on. Hey, but no, what I want to share is anybody out there that hits mitts, they're used to hitting mitts based off a numbering system. But because, I really want to work on your hand-eye coordination and the cognitive aspect of being able to hit mitts is that we silently hit mitts. You read and react.
you just give them the target and you recognize it and you throw the according punch.
Yeah, because you enjoy that a lot more than the numbering system, don't you?
Yeah, it's all good. There's numbers too. I can see how it's important because I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 without anything else going on.
Yeah, no, and how is a lot of the stuff that we do over here? How's it translated over to your everyday stuff, everyday responsibilities and things you got to do?
It keeps me moving.
And that's
If it wasn't for the moving, I'd step it up and probably wouldn't do anything.
Well- it's funny, right? Because that's what dopamine does. Dopamine even attacks your motivation.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking about that when you were in yesterday. Is the feeling like you're in a bottle kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Without dopamine, there's a desire to go forward. Just limited.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Danny. He was hoping that when they put the deep brain stimulator in, it'd fix it, and you wouldn't have to do anything else.
Yeah, no, and that
It
you
worked that way.
you pointed out something very, very important that we should share with everybody is you've gone under the surgery, or you've had the deep brain stimulation, correct?
Correct.
All right.
A big difference.
How long ago did you get that done, Joe?
2020.
2020.
2020.
So 4 years ago.
4 years.
So
ago.
around the same time that you started coming in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why I started going in there.
That's right.
Before, I could hold a drink and shake it, stir it for you. No problem.
Yeah, no. So that's the thing is can you let everybody know what exactly the deep brain stimulation is?
Sends a pulse in my brain. Well, actually, what it is a tiny little battery that's implanted in my chest with wiring going into my brain.
Okay.
It sends a pulse to there that keeps me regular.
Okay.
Wow.
Constantly.
Does it go to the cerebellum? Does it go to the left hemisphere, the right hemisphere?
Right.
How exactly is it wired?
It goes to the left and the right. My left is always the worst.
Okay.
And I've got a little phone, and I'm supposed to be checking it every once a month because it could just shut off.
What was
and
the
I
surgery
know
for that like? Do they have to cut your head open?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, right now, it's just my chest. They have to
Okay.
do it. What they do is, in order to get in there, you go. They call it a halo,
A halo.
and they screw it into your head, and then they put you out, and then they partially open you up, figure out where the wiring is going to go. Then they partially wake you up, and you have to tell them, yes, no, I can feel it, I can't feel it.
What do you feel?
Feels like a soft electric shock.
That's right.
And when they first kick it in. Even now, last time I shut it down just to see, and then I couldn't get the damn thing to come back on. It was only seconds. But you know, when you can't breathe, you panic.
Yeah.
But it was like looking for battery. And it felt like a soft shock through the whole system.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when they used to do the airplanes that could fly faster than the speed of sound?
Yeah.
And they go boom, boom.
Yeah. What is it? The Sonic jets.
Sonic
Yeah,
boom.
that's what it feels like.
That's what it feels like. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you said something really interesting too. Is you said that when you don't breathe, you panic.
I was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about this yesterday about the being able to oxidate yourself, and I think we talked about the Thursdays when you come in and we hit mitts, we really get that heart rate up, and we're all over the mats. You know, you're striking from your right side, your southpaw stance. I got you throwing kicks, I got you throwing knees, I got you ducking and slipping. And you said on those days you feel pretty good, huh?
Yeah, when I'm moving, I'm good. My granddaughter's here trying to wash the dishes. When I'm moving, I do good. I feel good. And then now, late, I start bobbing just a little bit more with my head than I was before.
Yeah. Do you think now? Do you take any medications besides the brain stimulation? Yeah.
It's better to have dopamine.
So you do have like a levodopa?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a levodopa?
One for lunch.
Joe, what's a levodopa? What does it do?
Dopamine.
Dopamine?
Yeah.
Like a synthetic
it's a
form of
synthetic
it?
dopamine. Yeah.
Mm.
It's it.
Synthetic dopamine.
Yeah. So do you take a lot of that?
No, I take one in the morning, one for lunch, and they said that the pulse needs something to throw around.
Okay.
That's what the dopamine does.
Okay.
You give it something to, or it did work without it, but not as well as with it.
Okay. All right. Well, and then earlier you said that Thursdays are obviously those are your favorite days because you get to beat me up, right? But why don't you like Tuesdays, man? Why don't you share with everybody why don't you like Tuesdays? Because Tuesdays are not they're not the funnest.
Are they exercise days? Just exercise
Yeah,
days?
he got his weights and stuff, and he gets all bent out of shape. I don't remember how to do it. I mean, I'm a sick man, and he's pushing me too hard. Stress on me.
He needs to be wary.
Hey, you ever hear that? You know what happens behind closed doors should stay behind closed doors. Yeah, you're gonna pay for that tomorrow, right?
Oh, Joe.
Hey, wait! Tomorrow's sparring day. Wait a second.
Tomorrow's
I don't get to hit
sparring
him
day.
back. Shit,
Uh-huh.
shit. You got me on a technicality there, buddy.
There you go.
Wait till next Tuesday.
No, but share with them what are the exercises difficult? Are they hard to comprehend, or is it just that you don't like it?
I just don't like physical labor.
There you go.
So you're lazy, Joe.
Hey,
You're lazy.
keep it real with everybody. Keep it real with everybody, because that's what we like to do on this podcast. I do appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for your honesty all the time and your consistency. I know it's rough because you still work, correct?
Yeah. I'm 64 now. I keep thinking, should I, because I'll be 65 this year, should I stop working? It's like, dude, that's not the smartest thing in the world.
What do you do, Joe?
I work for a trade organization. I work with dairies.
Oh, okay.
Like today was a meeting about the bird flu that's affecting cows.
Yeah, that's right.
Really?
I just read about that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What are the effects? Is it killing them?
No, I don't. Actually, what it does is just dries them up for the rest of the lactation period. But they're worried about it. I mean, we were on a Zoom call trying to figure out who to. They're not going to start the program until Monday because they don't think it's bad enough to worry about it yet. But they don't want it to get so bad they can't handle it.
Well, that could definitely hurt the numbers, huh?
Yeah.
Pardon?
That can hurt the production numbers on milk, huh?
Well, what it is that it's a more of economical threat than a personal threat. Nobody's gotten sick from it. It's basically the cows get sick from it but don't die. So you lose that cow's income.
Yeah, no, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's definitely going to affect the economical numbers of it.
Yeah, but do you shut do you go into quarantine? They don't know what caused. They know it's a bird flu. It doesn't come out through respiratory, through their breathing system. They've swabbed it. It shows negative, but it does appear in the milk. Not that it's dangerous in any way, shape, or form. It's just an indicator that it's there.
They should get the cows over here at Alpha Fit. We'll oxygenate them, get their asses moving.
Yeah.
Lazy ass cows.
How long have you been in the dairy business, Joe?
Shoot, since I was 13.
Wow. Your whole life, basically.
My dad, we came from the Azores, and I was working with Joe Laurel. My dad was milking cows for Joe Laurel. And I would go to school with Joey and Shelly and Marty.
Yeah.
What year was this?
Your hometown, Hillmar hometown boy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you came straight from the A's or straight to Hillmar, huh?
No. I was 5 years old when we came, and they went in Tracy. My dad couldn't speak any English. Luckily, there was somebody on the plane because that had a house here and had come back to visit. And they go, "Aren't you such and such, Joe?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, where were you? What are you here for?" He goes, "To get a job." And then he goes, "Where?" He goes, "I don't know. I'm here to get a job."
I just here to work. That's right.
Work, and that was it. And it's plane from the Azores out in the middle of the Atlantic.
That's an island, right? The Azores?
Yeah, so it's several islands.
Oh, okay.
It's the peaks of Atlantis.
Is that the story?
That is the story.
All right, that's right.
Sticking to it.
Hey, I tell you what, you're a superhero in my eyes, buddy. Yeah, well.
I'm going to jump off the roof and just see how far I go.
All right. Thank you, bud. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing, kind of your plight with Parkinson's. I don't even know if we even touched a lot on that because we were talking about it yesterday a little bit. And that was one of the things I did want to address is that with the deep brain stimulation, with the carbidopa levodopa, right? To get back on this Parkinson's thing. And then with, just aging, is it really hard to listen to your body?
Is it hard? You're asking a question?
Yeah, for you. Is it hard? Because
what are your struggles with learning to listen to your body?
Mostly just getting my body to do what it's supposed to do. It's the hardest part. I mean, I loved riding horses. Every Sunday I had a horse, saddle her up and go for a 2-hour ride. I could ride bareback at a full gallop and not fall. Hell, I worked cattle bareback and not fall. I don't think I've ever fallen off my horse. And now I get a little nauseous up there and it's so high up. I got a group of guys that are going up to Paso Robles that I usually go every year. And I haven't wanted to go. I want to go, but not to go. Well, the lady said, the nurse said when they were prepping me, she goes, "Whatever you do after this, be careful. Because you knock that wiring out and you lose the ability. We've never been able to put it back exactly the way it was at
Man.
the time.
No, and that's kind of what that was kind of the basic is like you have to be aware of these electrodes that are hooked up to your brain. You also got to be aware of the fact that you're putting synthetic dopamine in your body, and then you have to be aware of your own body's ability to and capabilities to accomplish the shit that you need. So for anybody out there that's dealing with any kind of neurological or motor disabilities or diseases, man, what helps you kind of just power through in spite of basically kind of shit constantly being thrown at you?
You have a choice. It's not a matter of what you do about it. You just keep doing what you do. Hope for the best, I guess. But no, I mean, really, it's not a choice. You just got to go forward. I'm not a drinker. I don't do anything else either.
Have you ever?
Oh, but you do like you do like your sugar though, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Strudel.
It's freaking.
He's the strudel man.
That's my one weakness.
Yeah.
You and a lot of people. Sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, but that's it. But drinking, I've never. And drinking now is worse now than it ever was. I can't drink anymore at all. It really disconnects the brain from the body. For me, it does.
Yeah. Yeah. No. And how about your reactions to sugar when you do enjoy?
Oh no, it gives me superpowers.
Well, it definitely it hasn't tainted your sense of humor, man. That's for sure.
Yeah. Strudel.
Strudel.
Oh yeah.
No, but yeah, no, it's the pushing forward, and I think that's one of the things that that's what we're all about here, man. You fit in, you fit like a glove here, no matter how far apart we are, and basically in our cultures and our ages and where we came from, but we can still kind of get together and help each other out. And I think that's kind of the main thing that we want to do with this podcast, is kind of show the diversity of all the folks that come here. We're not a huge training facility. We're a private training facility, but you are absolutely the type of energy and the type of model member that we like to have here, man, is somebody that just understands that, you got to roll up your sleeves and go to work. And, even when you retire or you start to age, the work becomes, work on self, which is, that's what we're talking about,
No, I'm glad I found the place. I'm glad I found you guys. Let's face it. Without it, I probably wouldn't have been able to move half as much as I can now.
Yeah, no, and that's why that's why I think
Matt's still moving exactly as he was in the beginning.
No, Matt is doing very good, and then Frank, his posture's improved, his endurance has improved, his flexibility has improved. He keeps trying to beat his number of combinations that every week he tries to throw and put together more punches to his combinations. I think he was up to like 13. Mellow Man, I think you're somewhere around the 11, 12, 13 range when we do numbers.
More than that. He just cheats,
And I tell you what,
We put up a leaderboard.
You're my only Parkinson's guy that can throw kicks.
How come Frank can't? He didn't try?
No, he can. I just haven't gotten them there. You know how I like to work, progressively. Don't want to do too much too soon. Right?
Yeah.
Don't want to get blamed for anything hurting. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't think you've done anything that hurts yet.
And that's the thing is we the approach that we take is that's another good question is yes. Have we ever done anything that has pushed you over a limit physically or push you to any breaking points?
Yeah, when you make fun of my strudels.
Oh.
Well then, hey, I'll take that one. Yeah, no, I think that's important because, a lot of times I'm not, and we've talked about this. I'm not Mr. Approachable, and I am a private guy, and I do really, I take a lot of pride in what I do, and you make it easy, bud. So the way I think is I can only help folks like you that want to come in and then that are willing to do the work, and
It's amazing how many more people haven't come in.
yeah, and it's but what's really cool, Joe, is the ones that come in. You can see the difference night and day, can't you?
Yeah.
And that's all that matters, because that's me living in the moment, investing time in you guys, being with you guys. And would I like more people to come in and give us a try over here, and they might find out a lot about themselves? Yeah, I would. But you know what? Just like you said, like it's work.
Yeah, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yeah. Especially.
So let them know. So when are you going to be 65, Joe?
September.
Nice.
September?
Throwing a big party?
No.
You should.
Those days are gone for me.
Oh, come on. 65. That's like the new 21.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, by the way, if you haven't read, I think they're trying to extend the retirement age for
Really?
Social Security, bro.
What's it right now?
It's 65 right now,
65.
isn't it, Joe?
Well, I get this year when the little pacer in my chest is supposed to last 5 years. She said it'd been on so low for so long that it might last 6. But even with the insurance paying for it, I have to pay a deductible, and that's like $9,000.
Damn.
Wow.
So I need that to come in. When I turn 65, they give me the supplemental for health insurance.
That's right. Hey, but you said another cool ass thing, right? Because you've been with me since the deep brain stimulation, and she says your doctor that put it in said that it's lasted you that long because you've run it low, correct?
Yeah.
And you've run it low because you've done a lot of the work that you've needed to do, correct?
Right.
That's right. So shout out to all the seniors out there that think they can't. Bullshit.
Just got to take charge.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. It's not the end of it's not the end of the world. Parkinson's is not the end of the world.
Nothing is.
No. So.
No, it hasn't been.
No, man. No, you're definitely a testament to that.
I mean, I've had it for past 15 years.
15 years.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And, and the other day, I kind of wish I left it a little bit longer off, but I was afraid if I left it off too long, I'd shake too much and wouldn't be able to turn it back on. But still, I'm curious. If I had somebody here, I would have left it on a little bit longer just to see.
All right. Yeah, no, I'm interested too, because as you go through this ride, I feel like I'm going through it with you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm talking to you all the time. And we were talking the other day about, how you felt in certain, when you're watching TV, when you're moving around, when you're hitting mitts, and I'm like, for me, when you talk to me about kind of the way you feel, it's like I'm even trying to put puzzles together in my head to see what I can do to maybe, help the cause. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So every time we do have talks like that, that's what I do, man. I don't I do that for all my people here.
Yeah. I was going to say that for us, in tune as you are with yourself, you're pretty good at taking yourself and putting yourself in the shoes of another person to see how you could help them out.
That's one of the reasons why a lot of our training that cuts the fat off of what we do and really gets to the nitty gritty. That's why it's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It is because I can put myself in Joe's shoes for a little bit, not specifically, but yes, theoretically.
Yeah.
Yes. And then
feel your pain.
Yes, absolutely. So it's for that's a form of empathy, correct?
It's got to be.
Yeah, yeah. So check that shit out, Crazy ass coach got empathy. For all you sissies out there, they're like, no, he's too rough. He scares me. He's intimidating. Knock that shit off.
No crybabies.
Who says that? I never heard anybody say that.
No. Nobody around you. You're a tough guy. That's why you don't hang around with people like that. All right, my brother. Hey, thank you so much for coming on, man. Thank you for staying up to the wee hours of 7:30.
It's shade already.
Yeah, it's 8 already. Don't be
Yeah.
passing out on me, OG. Hey, you gonna? I will see you tomorrow morning, and if I don't catch you tomorrow morning because you're working or something, man, I'll catch you tomorrow afternoon, right?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, man. Same time, same place. Same place, same time over here. You know that.
Yeah, I know where you're at.
I'm an easy guy to find. All right, man. You have a good night, Joe. Thanks a lot, Mellow Man.
Bye, Joe.
Have a good night.
He's a badass.
Joe's a cool dude, man.
Yeah, he's a cool
Yeah.
dude. You know, and honestly, he's like all my folks here,
Yeah.
really. You know, he's just an everyday real life dude.
Hmm.
You know, and he is. And I even, it's funny because we even when we're training and stuff, it's like he's a teammate. It's like he's part of the team. And that's what's a trip. It's like in my mind, everybody that comes under this roof, they're all part of a team.
Hmm.
They're all part of the team, and I'm constantly thinking about their best interest. I'm not just training them for the time that they're here, and then, you know, when they leave, not thinking about what they might need or how we can enhance their program or how we can change stuff up or how we can level up, you know. And I'm like that a lot. It's almost like I'm so much like that it detaches me from the outside world,
Hmm.
you know.
But you got a lot of stuff going on. How you gonna focus on the outside
Well,
world?
that's what I've realized, brother, is
Too
throughout
busy.
all these years of doing it, what it's done is it's honed my empathy,
Mhm.
my ability to anticipate things, my ability to you know, understand, you know, people's emotions.
Yeah.
And it's also made me a little less tolerable of some shit, you know, specifically like incoherence and
Mhm.
people just not paying attention to shit that
Those
they're
are the
doing in the
ticks.
moment that they're fucking doing it, which I don't fucking get that. You're doing something. Why wouldn't you be paying attention to what you're doing?
Yeah,
You know, and that's funny because the dopamine,
that's what it's about.
that's what it's
They're
about,
just,
man. And that's what we're talking about here. It's funny that,
they're-
you know,
yeah,
with Joe, Parkinson's attacks the body's ability to create and utilize dopamine, right? But everybody on a daily basis utilizes and uses dopamine, and technology has gotten us to the point to where we are dopamine addicts.
yeah.
And
yeah.
we don't even realize
So that's one thing that can cause incoherence is when you're constantly keeping your brain elevated on dopamine. You finally get off that, you hit a low spot, and in that low spot, it's, you know, it impacts your movement, it impacts your motivation. It
a
impacts
perfect
your
example
drive.
of that is issues with dopamine affect not only neurological disorders or
I read something about perception of time too.
it's linked to ADHD.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying is that people that get so addicted to the feelings that they get when they play their little games on their phones or when they're on social media, you know, fucking stalking someone,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Or acting silly because, you know, they're stuck on this thing. What they're doing is they're frying out their
Those dopamine levels.
body's ability to create dopamine.
Yeah.
And they're wasting valuable cells and neurotransmitters on crap.
Well, what happens after that is they I know you experience a low, and that low they feel depressed, down, so they feel as though they need to bring that dopamine back up.
And they don't even
So they go
understand what
back to
they're
the
doing because to
phones,
them they're just
back to
socializing.
sweets,
Yeah, or
doing
they're-
certain things.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and they're just socializing. This is how the
Yeah,
world goes.
Yeah,
You know, and it's like
it's the normal, but you're not understanding how it's impacting your brain
no,
biochemically.
and that's why, you know, autoimmunes, neurological disorders, movement disorders,
Yeah.
have
Risen.
I mean, tripled,
crazy.
quadrupled
Yeah.
in the last 15, 20 years. And the reason for that is overstimulation, folks. It's also our shitty nutrition, you know,
lifestyle,
and not understanding it. Stress. Stress fucking fries out your transmitters.
Yeah.
And stress, everybody can relate to that, you know, what helps with all this? Well, exercise.
Exercise does help.
Sleep.
Nutrition.
Recovery.
Nutrition.
There's for all the talk that we hear about dopamine and how your brain, produces 80% of the dopamine in your body. You know, there's shit that we don't understand that also does things similar to dopamine. And one that I'm going to point out is serotonin. And serotonin, what it does is serotonin is a biochemical that you use a lot when you're in the flow state. We talked about the flow state a podcast ago, you know. And what serotonin does is it calms you. It allows you to focus. Okay. So here, what we do is the way we exercise, you have to focus. So if you're having to focus as you're connecting with your muscles, your heart, your lungs, right? Well, then it's probably safe to say that our bodies are producing serotonin. And now a lot of times we talk about when I exercise, you know, I tell you that I get into this little zone where I don't feel shit. I'm just going and I can't stop. I don't, you know, it's like I'm looking at myself, you know, from afar, you know, like I'm hovering over myself and I'm in the zone. I'm in the flow state and nothing's the weights and how I'm moving. It's not hurting. Why? The serotonin is releasing in my body. You know, and it's funny because afterwards, after the workout's done, the dopamine kicks in. I feel great. The reward is the push.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to tell everybody out there.
The brain's reward system.
Learn how to use your own biochemistry, people, because the reality is our fucking biochemistry is getting played by the corporate fucking empire that runs everything. We're getting played. And we're wasting it on shit that honestly is going to depress us in the long run. You know, we need to
feel like they're giving us the tool, but we are playing ourselves.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't know if it wasn't introduced. And we would know better if education was introduced. But that shit was introduced and no education to counter that has been introduced. And that's what I'm doing here that is what we're actually doing with exercise and with combat is we're creating an avenue for people to educate themselves on shit that is absolutely vital to their existence. They don't understand it. You know, they don't get it, but we do, you know, and we train it. What's up, Ma?
What happens when someone produces too much dopamine or too much serotonin?
Too much dopamine. What'll happen is you'll probably have someone with ADHD. You know, and that's where the dopamine, ADHD affects the dopamine. But again, we can link dopamine production to our gut biomes. So again, it's lifestyle. It's what we're feeding ourselves.
I'm not that familiar with serotonin. I haven't looked too much into it.
No, it's a trip.
But I know when you have high dopamine peaks, you have to go through lows, and you basically, you know, you feel lack of motivation. You feel depressed. Suicidal thoughts. I know all that stuff is linked to low dopamine.
And that's why a lot of times, you know, things like ADHD and
schizophrenia is also
schizophrenia. All right, it's correlated to mental health. So again,
I think schizophrenia is too high levels of dopamine.
So check it out. High or low of anything is not balance of anything. So that's really what we're talking about is you're seeing in our medicine today, in our diseases today, and how human beings are getting affected. You're seeing the effect of high dopamine and low dopamine and low serotonin and high serotonin.
We're seeing the extremes.
We're seeing the extremes. So anything that you can think of that has a negative effect to one or the other, you can link it to your lifestyle.
Yeah.
You can link it to your stress levels. You can link it to your nutrition.
It's all
You
a
can link
result
it
of.
to your sleep. And that's what we're saying is we shouldn't be so worried about what are the highs and lows. We should be more worried about what's the balance here. And that's what I want to teach. I want to teach the balance. The outcomes of the highs and lows, we're seeing them out there every fucking day.
Yeah.
We're seeing it in our kids. We're seeing it in our older folks that just can't find the motivation to exercise or get themselves moving, where they literally lay down and are ready to die because life fucking sucks.
Everything hurts.
And what I'm saying is if there's a balance and you learn how to manage that balance within yourself, you ain't got to worry about the highs and the fucking lows. You're going to be able to deal with the highs and lows as they come. And it ain't going to be biochemically. It's going to be probably external. It's going to be shit that's outside of you that you have to learn to control inside of you, because that's what affects our health. That's what brings on diseases like Parkinson's and schizophrenia and autoimmune disorders. And that's kind of, to me, that's the importance that I look. Who's that question by to? Who is? Yeah. Thanks for that question. But, it really, like that is my mentality here is I don't worry about what it does. I can see what the fuck it does. It makes a bunch of incoherent, sick fucking people. That's what it does, and then they're chasing answers through a fucking pill. So, and then they're going further down that fucking rabbit hole. So the way I look at it is, I don't know that question is really relevant other than, balance is what's relevant, is trying to find that balance within yourself. But how do you do that if there's nothing out there that educates you on that shit?
You have no idea.
You have no fucking idea. So it's not like stupid people, this. No. We're just human beings being led. We're being led in directions. And what I want to do is what I've done. What I've done here at the shop is I've created a different direction to go.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the best direction. I'm obviously I'm a little partial to it because it's the direction that I've taken and I've committed myself to. And I haven't let external stressors internally stress me, and that's the two fingers up mentality, where, sometimes you gotta fucking say, fuck it. I don't give a shit, because that method isn't working. And that's what I'm saying is the method that the fitness industry, the approach they're taking, it's to make money. It's not to make us all happy and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a fuck about that.
It's also not sustainable.
No, it's not. Nothing out there is fucking really sustainable.
No.
But how do we know that unless somebody's teaching us that? And then again, I got to come from the angle of where I'm teaching this shit, but I'm a different guy. I don't really like crybabies. I don't really like whiners. I really don't like excuses, and then that makes people be like, well, that's intimidating. And but that's what you need to fucking hear, people. That's what you need to fucking hear.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or fucking not. There's a bunch of shit I've heard in my life that I haven't fucking liked. But I tell you what, the shit that made sense, I hung on to that, and then I practiced that shit. And I got better at that shit. Mm-hmm. And now I live a disciplined life. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. There's no such thing as fucking perfection. That's a fucking English word that was created by man.
Yeah.
All right.
But you're striving to better yourself.
I'm just striving to better myself
we all can.
And advance however my human can advance. Mm-hmm. And if that's internal more than external, fuck it, man. That's what, it's what keeps me balanced.
Yeah.
And And it's my job to do that. It's nobody else's
No.
job to do that. Everybody, and that's what I focus on here. And that's what the A in AlphaFit stands for. It's like, start doing that shit. Because if you do that shit more, I'm telling you, you're going to get more answers to shit.
It all trickles down to
It
other
all
things.
trickles down and you start to figure it out. And then when, I'll tell you what, when you feel like you got shit figured out, man,
It's a good feeling.
well, it makes time not exist.
Mm.
And we've had podcasts on the lineal, non-lineal, and we are absolutely not lineal here. Why? Because time to me is just a construct. I live in the moment, by the moment, for the moment, and I understand myself inside like that. That's why I don't give a shit about the outside. The outside's going to do what the outside does. I'm going to have to maneuver around it, you know, but the inside is what keeps me sane. It's what keeps me fucking grounded.
Mhm.
And, yeah,
It's your work of art.
it's my masterpiece. Yes,
Exactly.
sir. Yeah. I think all our lives, we should look at that. All our lives, what we do and the effort we put in and the attitude we put in and the mindset we
Mhm.
put in. It's our
It's your own
it's our
creation.
masterpiece, man. It's our creation. So like for me, I do this because it's my way of serving.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's my way of being like, you know what? I know something that other people need to know.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is the shit that I know, it ain't pretty. It ain't
A
beautiful.
little rough around the edges.
It's a little rough around the
Yeah.
edges, you know, because I come from some place that's rough around the edges too, you know.
But understanding the world is rough around the edges. You learn to be okay with that, you'll be okay out in the world.
Yep. So that's really, that's how we use exercise here. And honestly, the chemicals in our body, they control us more than we think. And that's the
They
thing.
literally control everything.
And I'm telling you, I'll go back to this thing where I sat down with the psychotherapist because I thought I was going crazy at one point, and he asked
What
me
made you think you were going crazy?
because my life was fucking nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for another fucking podcast, man. Hey, but the question he asked me was, what comes first? He said, the feeling, or the action.
Feeling or the action?
And I said neither. And then he goes, well, then what comes first? I said the thought.
Mm.
And then when I said that, he looked at me and he goes, there's nothing wrong with you, man. He goes, it takes me a year it takes some people a year to figure that out.
Was that the only question that he asked?
No, he asked other questions. He
That was the one
listened
that
to my
stuck.
issues first,
Yeah.
and then I told him like the stuff that I was struggling with. And then he asked me the question. So it was like, don't be so hard on yourself kind of shit.
Mhm.
Like you're connecting the dots. And as long as you're connecting the dots and the dots can be connected to something logical and reasonable, then you're not crazy. That didn't give me the green light to do whatever. Not conventional. That kind of intimidates people, is that I'm unconventional and I take an approach that's kind of like, there's no fucking way this guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it, because that's kind of in an essence like what I am is I'm misunderstood. I've always been. So I've just kind of rolled with that and be like, I tell you what, the people that don't understand me and don't want to take the time out, well, the way I look at it is you fucking miss out. And the people that do, guess what? Hey, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty even Steven all the time with life. I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I take the goods with the bads. And I roll with the punches.
Yeah.
And in the end, that reduces stress, which reduces sickness.
Gives you dopamine.
There you go. Is
accomplishment.
The one thing that we are so fucking badly
chasing. That's the currency of life. Dopamine. It's what we all want.
And we need it.
We just need to find the appropriate ways of attaining that dopamine.
And here's another thing too, and I'll throw it out there for any medical nerds out there that really, well, the substantia nigra. Well, check it out. When you have Parkinson's, it affects the substantia nigra, right? The substantia nigra is responsible for a lot of production of dopamine, but it's not the only section of your brain that creates dopamine.
There's like 3 other ones.
Thank you very much.
I can't remember the names of.
Not only that, there's also proteins in all other systems of your body, whether it's your spinal column, whether it's your gut, whether it's your muscles. There's proteins attached to the shit that also create what modern medicine calls dopaminergic effects.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So that's the similar effects of dopamine.
so
does,
they're
just-
supplementals. So not only
It's like your body's own synthetic dopamine.
Thank you very much. So that's what I do here with my Parkinson's folks. I tap in to the other sectors that also create dopamine. That's why Mr. Mello.
And obviously, you don't have scientists that are researching this stuff. You're just kind of trial and erroring things and figuring it out on your own.
I'll read everything the scientists are studying. And what I do is I connect the dots on the shit they're not saying, not on the shit they're saying, because the shit they're saying, they have experiments
It's
to
clear
connect
as
the
day.
dots on. It makes complete sense. What I do is I look at that information and then I attach it to my experiences and knowledge and other readings and other fields like physics and physiology.
That's the way that we should all look at anything, not just being so stuck on one.
But it's kind of an abstract way to look at it,
but it's an open-minded way of looking at it.
And I read articles like that too. Where I don't read articles for what they're saying. I read articles for what they're not saying, because I can tell what they're trying to do with what they're saying. And that's part of what I try to do here is I want people to cut out the bullshit, because the that's what's bringing you down.
Yeah.
That's what's bringing people down. That's what's creating mental
You're allowing
health.
the bullshit to have an impact on you.
You're allowing that bullshit to be your bullshit. It's not yours, man. It's the world's bullshit and they're feeding it to you.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have complete control over it. Right. And there's so many ways that I can explain it. Right. But the reality is that we don't know shit.
No.
And until we tell ourselves that we don't know shit, we ain't gonna know shit. We're gonna think we know a bunch of shit. And we're gonna look it up, and we fucking Googled it. And I did this and I did that. But the reality is that we are creators of our worlds. All right. Why would we let someone else dictate it? I don't get that. So here we tap in to you being the creator of your own world. All right. And yes, you have to come into my world for a little bit, but my world it's not here for you to just be in my world. It's here for you to learn from my world and apply it to your world so that the outside world doesn't fuck with you the way it's been fucking with you. Because if you come here, chances are you've tried other shit. You've tried other exercise programs. You know, even Joe said, you know, I came in after I got the deep brain stimulation because I had to, which is kind of fucked up. Like I'm trying to raise a business off shit that nobody wants to do. Nobody wants to do what I do, but I love what I do, because when I connect with the right people, what I do is fucking almost guaranteed. It's almost guaranteed quality of life. It's almost guaranteed that you're going to learn something to better yourself and advance yourself. So the way I look at it is I'm handing out fucking QL, man, quality of life. I'm handing out QL. That's currency here, baby. That's what I'm handing out. All right. And that is my mission in life. So, you know, it's not, you can't really argue it. You can't really argue it. And if I say something, it's because some really, really smart person wrote it on a medical transcript or a thesis report or, you know, some sort of experiment abstract that I read. It's not because, you know, I'm this fucking genius. No, man, I'm a fucking meathead.
Pants.
Yeah, just like everybody else. You know, I have moments of incoherence too. It's just not as bad as the folks out there, man. It ain't as bad because I go out in public focused about being in public. I don't go out in public focused on my grocery list or fucking, what exactly, I'm focused on my world. I'm focused on the other drivers on the road. I'm focused on the people that are crossing the crosswalk. I'm focused on Earth. I'm focused on shit that's happening around me. I'm not focused on, where I'm going to have dinner later or what kind of, chick I can pick up or anything like that, man. Like, that's bullshit. My date later or this or that later. Man, be present.
Keeping your mind cluttered.
Be present. If you learn to be present, life will be so much more gratifying. I'm enjoying every single day with my daughter in a way where I'm watching her grow on a daily basis. I can see maturity in certain things and then immaturity in other things. And I'm soaking it up because, our kids, you're only little once, man.
Yeah. That's cool.
And as a parent,
yeah, that's cool.
You're creating another human life form that's going to go out in this world and do shit.
You're teaching them.
And to me,
you're literally building a human.
I'm just building it. And
crazy.
You said it. I'm Maquina. That's what I do. I build Maquina. That's what I do. It's what I do. It's not, anybody can have their opinions on it, but when you break it down to the diversity of people that I can actually reach out and help here, fuck, dude. I'm not trying to compete with gyms, but there ain't no motherfucking gym out there that can do that.
There ain't no competition.
So I'm not competing. These are, I'm coming with facts and passion and what we're all about here, because I believe that if I do that through my actions, that is the ultimate motivation for anybody that wants to do it. And I got people like Joe, I got people like Frank, I got people like you, I got people like, young kids that you would never think could embrace the mentality and the philosophies and the approach we take here, but they do. But they do. And
they bloom.
They're not different than anybody else. They have all the same issues as everybody else.
We're all humans.
We're all fucking humans, and the struggle is real, folks. So on that, dopamine, it can be your best friend or it can be your worst fucking enemy.
Learn.
Wake up.
Just learn.
Yeah, wake up. It's funny. We live in a woke culture, but the things that we're not woke to is
they're our biggest downfalls.
It pales in comparison to the shit that we are woke to. Put it to you that way, and we're seeing it, and that's why you could see it. You could tell morale's down. Morale's down. Testosterone levels are down. Education's down. Medical is fucking. It's down, but it's up for medicine.
Yeah.
It's down for the people that need it, but it is, and that's what I'm saying is if we do more of work with us, we'll need that shit a lot less. So, with that said, I think that's a beautiful wrap on this session. Thank y'all for listening in, and hasta la otra. Till the next one.
Cool.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
We still got them going on. I haven't made any changes to the menu. I've been brainstorming things. That's where I'm at. I've gone through.
While we're on that too, on the menu of the 5 meals of the pre-order meals, have we come up with pictures?
Yeah. I got pictures now.
So everybody out there, whoever. I've had people ask me about the menu. Yeah. I believe it should be on our Facebook and our Instagram. And we didn't want to put pictures.
I wrote up a list of what the stuff that I had, but I figured I'd take a picture of the actual stuff because I know when we eat first with our eyes. So visually, I think it'll be easier to kind of.
So we'll be getting that. We'll be getting that onto our social media. So guys, look out for that. If you read the menu and it sounds different, all right, look at the picture. Honestly, I've yet to taste anything this man makes that isn't delicious.
Thank you.
Yeah. So it's a surefire fucking nutritional way to sustain yourself. because that's really what it's about. Is eating well so you're not snacking or so you're not tired.
I've been
and,
getting a lot of good feedback too.
Oh,
Everybody
dude,
says it's really, really good. I've
Well,
been using a lot of fruit
if
lately.
you think about it, it's making me healthier.
Yeah.
And when you're on the mats with me, I'm moving differently now.
Yeah.
I'm moving. I'm obviously I've addressed injuries, but I'm telling you, the nutritional change ever since January when I switched over to Maquina meals, it's my primary meal of choice during the week, especially when we're grinding. And I'm telling you, it's got me dangerous right now. It got me
Nice.
dangerous. It's hard to hit me.
Yeah.
It's fucking hard to hit me. So, and it's not hard for me to hit nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that to anybody out there. It ain't hard for me to hit nobody. So right here, that's what we're working on us every fucking day. Every day. So anybody wants to work on yourselves and you need a little push, you need a little motivation, you need some nutritional advice, you need some philosophical, psychological mindset kind of shit, man, like holler at us.
Yeah, just ask questions.
Ask questions, because I mean that's what we're here to do. And don't be so afraid of the getting charged bullshit, because you're out there buying crap. I mean, I see personal fucking training shit out there for $250 a month. It's not even fucking personal training. Get the fuck out of here with that. It's like you guys are willing to pay for what something looks like, but not for what something is. It's like, quit that shit. How about just learning? So enough with the bouginess.
Yeah.
I think that'll wrap it up. That'll wrap it up. Hasta rato, vatos.
Adios.